Hey, it's Audeyah. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be reviewing the Makeup Revolution London powders, and this is in the shade Banana Deep as well as the shade Ghost. So I picked these up from Ulta maybe 2 weeks ago, and I've been dying to try them simply because these remind me of all of the yellow powders on the market. As you guys know, here on my channel I've only ever tried the Maybelline Fit Me powders. However, I have tried the Maybelline as well as the Black Opal, and I do like the way that those look on my skin, so I said, why not give this one a try and see how I like it. I've never used a powder this translucent before, but I decided to give it a try because I've never experienced flashback from a powder like this. But then again, the only color or powder that I have to reference it with would be the Coty Airspun Loose Finishing Powder. It's not a loose finishing powder, but it's a loose powder, and this is a little more off-white. And also I have used let me just clean that up. I have used this Stay Matte powder from Mimo. That's something that I'm currently trying out just to see how I like as well. I won't be providing a review unless you guys ask for it, so if you want to know anything about that powder, just leave me a comment down below. But you guys literally saw my first impression of these powders. Powders retail for $7 each, and when I was at Ulta, luckily for me, I was able to buy one get one 50% off, so I didn't pay $14 for these. However, if the deal is still going on Ulta's website or even in store, be sure to pick these up if you guys really like them. I think that Makeup Revolution London is a very affordable brand, and I feel like it's a good way to start in getting into makeup if you are new to the scene, don't have a lot of money. That's why I'm putting out this review, because I want to be able to give you guys affordable options and recommendations for things that you could use to eventually build your kit to somewhat like mine. So I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and the video starts now. Why am I like this, guys? Anyway, so I'm just going to be using the banana powder, and I'm going to be putting that into my lid. And this is my lid from Coty Airspun. I'm just trying to put a generous amount of the powder, hence you see me shaking so many times, and that's all that I got. So one thing that I realized is that the sifter doesn't let out a lot of product, which is really good for making sure that you have a mess-free life. And then I kind of got the hang of how to use it by when I use Ghost, so I just decided to do that. Now I'm just taking the time to blend out my concealer because my under eyes crease like crazy, and the only way to get that out is for me to literally press as much as I possibly can keep pressing the concealer into my skin. Now I'm using this Morphe brush that I got in my Morphe Me collection for this month, and I'm just using that to apply the powder onto my skin, my forehead, as well as under my contour areas. Shout out to the person with the bass outside, kind of messing up my audio. What's really good? Like, I live too far up for me to be hearing all of this noise, but okay, no worries. So I'm just using this BH Cosmetics brush. It's from a travel set, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm using that just to dust the powder as much as I possibly can into my face, and I'm only doing it on half of my face because on the other half I'm going to be using a sponge. Now, as you can see, I'm just grabbing my Real Technique sponge and I'm doing my best to press that into my skin so that it looks as skin-like as possible. So now I'm using my 𝕊𝕂𝕂 Rosewater Facial Spray, and I'm trying my best to saturate my face just so those powders melt right into my skin. So I'm doing my best right now just to blend out everywhere that I've sprayed the Rosewater Facial Spray, simply because I don't want to leave it on my skin wet. I like pressing it in because I think it makes the skin look so much more skin-like. And I think it really helps the powders to melt into the skin, which is why I prefer using a sponge. And then since I'm doing the sponge and brush comparison, I am fanning my face first before putting before putting the brush on the other side of my face. So after giving myself a good fan, I'm gonna grab my brush. And as of right now, I'm gonna just start patting it into my skin and seeing how well, it holds up with all of that. So as of right now, I am profiling just so that you guys could see exactly how it looks in real time. And then I did a picture with Flash just so you guys could see how that looks. And then now I'm going to be using the ghost powder, and instead of doing the technique I did before, like I mentioned earlier in this video, I did say that I accidentally used the brush on both sides first, but then I blended it out using the different techniques. This time around, I am just gonna go straight in with the tool that I want to use instead of using one and then trying to blend it out with the other. So I'm gonna see how much of a difference that makes with my skin. So now I'm using the brush, and I will be pressing that and packing the shade Bella. I'm going to be using it just to press the powder as much as possible into my skin as well as on my jawline. So I basically focus this powder on my under eye, my forehead, my chin, as well as my jawline. And then you'll see that I forgot about my chin in the first place, so then I had to go do it again. And then as you can see, I guess it doesn't pack as much depending on how much times you pick up, because the application of the brush is a lot lighter on my forehead and slightly on my under eye than it is with the sponge. So then basically what I would say is that it doesn't pick up as much products. Then we're gonna go back to misting, and this is like my favorite part. As you can see, I've already added brows and contour, and now I'm just saturating my face so that everything can melt into place. So because this is the final blend that I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that I really take my time and press that as much as possible into my skin, because I really do not want to see any lines of demarcation. So I'm really working the sponge into that part of my skin. So I'm going to use a mirror and look all the way up, because like I said, my under eyes do crease a lot. So I'm just trying to make sure that under that area gets as much attention as possible so that it doesn't set in a crease-like manner. So I'm making sure that I get my forehead, and I kind of took off my eyebrow right there, but we're not here to talk about that. We're really not. So now I'm going in with my chin as well as my mouth area, and now I'm going to switch over to my brush, and I'm going to try to mirror the patting technique that I used as well as a buffing technique to see how well that helps the brush area to blend out, because this is not a fluffy brush, so of course it doesn't, or to me it doesn't give me the same finish as that type of brush. but I still did my best to work with it. And as you can see, I eventually just switched back to using my foundation brush and blending it. I'm blending everything at this point as much as I possibly could, so that I didn't have to deal with making this video longer than it had to be. Here we go again with another flash video, just so I can show you guys, and then I'm also going to insert another profiling video just to show you guys how everything came together. So stay tuned for my final thoughts. See you soon. So it's been just about 2 hours since I applied this powder, and I do see that my nose has gotten really shiny, no more than usual. However, whenever I do use my Coty Airspun powder, one of the things that I realize is that it doesn't give me this amount of oil in such a short period of time. As you know, I did put on this side the sponge, and on this side I used the brush. I don't see these areas oiling up. I don't really see them creasing. My mustache though, right over here and here, it is kind of peeking through. My under eyes, the creasing is more apparent on this side than it is on this side. Above my brow, I didn't set with any powder, so that's the contour and my natural oils coming through. However, the one place that I did set for sure was my nose. I don't hate the amount of oil that is coming through. It actually doesn't bother me. However, I know that I will have to reapply this. I definitely know I am going to have to reapply this. I won't be able just to use it on its own. Definitely have to reapply the powder, or at least blot. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to use Ghost, and I'm going to apply that on my nose. So what I'm going to do is I put it on my sponge and I made sure that I dusted it off, and now I'm just going to touch up a few areas just like that. But honestly, on my nose, I know for sure I put the powder, but I don't feel like I paid special attention to around my mouth area. So I'm gonna take the blame on that and not blame the product. The areas that I did not put the powder, I can see that it is on the more oily side. So I'm gonna keep this on a little longer after having put the sponge and using all of this. Hopefully I see some level of improvement. I'm going to keep it on for another 2 hours. I'm not going to do like an extremely long wear test, at least not like, you know, other videos that you've seen. I won't be doing a wear test for that long because I do have other things to do and it requires more filming, or at least more looks. So I definitely will not be keeping it on for more than another 2 hours. So as you guys can see on camera, I did have to touch it up, but you know, we're not going to make it an issue. And some of you probably think, okay, well, you know, you did use a hydrating spray, This is something that I use all the time, not have used, but this is something that I use all the time, and I've never had these issues. So I don't think it's the spray with the powder. It could just be the fact that I did not initially set those places as well as I should have. Like usually with my nose, I'm actually accustomed to using a powder puff like this to press it into my skin. So if you guys would like to see another review of me using my usual technique as opposed to trying something new on camera, be sure to let me know. I think that is it for right now. I'm just gonna go get some things done, and then after that I will drop in again and let you guys see if let you guys know officially what my complete final thoughts are. So yeah, this is what it looks like after 2 hours and a touch up. Around my nose area, it didn't really settle. However, I do like the fact that initially it does give your face this extremely matte finish, which is why I use a hydrating spray, because I mean, I probably failed to mention the fact that I do have combination skin. So this area of my face is very dry, and then naturally my nose is very oily. So I'm just gonna come a little close and give you guys a little look as to how this is, and you guys could always give me your thoughts down in the comment section. So this is first of many reviews that I want to do similarly, so please let me know if you like my new format, and I'll see you guys in my next update. Hey guys, so the last time I checked in with you, it was 2 and now it is 5, so it's been a total of 5 hours since I've done everything. Of course, at the 2-hour mark I did touch up my makeup, so that was that. But you can still see that in my T-zone area there is a whole bunch of oil, but nothing like that I'm not accustomed to already. It could be the fact that I did not use a powder puff like I'm accustomed to, and instead I used a brush and a sponge to do my makeup. It could be a host of things. I'm not really sure, but I am gonna keep trying the technique using these powders, because I mean, I really believe in these powders. Because I mean, looking at this part of my face, I don't really see a glow. So then I want to just say it's probably just my natural oils coming through. So now that it's becoming, spring, summertime, I probably need to like really batten down on putting on a different type of product on my skin for oil control. Okay, so hey guys, I am doing another check-in just because for people out there who have 8-hour days, I just really wanted to show you guys what you would look like. Like I said in my previous update, it could have just been the way that I chose to set my makeup. However, this, I like the fact that my skin looks like skin. I just don't like the fact that the oil production on my nose and my forehead is as great as it is. But I'm not gonna stay here too long. We already see how it has performed at the 2-hour mark, at the 5-hour mark, and now the 8-hour mark. So I mean, I don't really need to say much about this except for thank you for watching. Hey, it's me again. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching my video today. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hey, it's Audeyah. And leave a like, a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.